Hello again, everybody. Zacatech is here with my WWE tables and ladders and chairs. Oh my! You need to start doing that again. Say oh my after that phrase. Review for Sunday, December 16th of 2018 from the SAP Center in San Jose. Do you know the way to San Jose, California? Too bad Elias didn't sing it. Isn't it weird that California's hosted the last two WWE pay-per-views? Hosted both Survivor Series in LA and in San Jose gets TLC. I think it's weird. But this is the final WWE pay-per-view of the year. This is the final pay-per-view review of the year. And especially making up for not making a Survivor Series one. So with that, aftermath, and recovering from Roman Reigns still not being around and Raw ratings in the stinker, SmackDown being better, and with Ring of Honor having their final battle pay-per-view this past Friday, WWE knew they had to deliver a really decent show to cap that show off and cap this year off. And I thought this pay-per-view was a decent one. There was some entertaining stuff. There was some stuff, especially on the Wall side of things, and learning why 4-hour pay-per-view shows need to be paced out a little better, and why some matches deserved stipulations more than others that did get stipulations didn't deserve it. And as you see from a subtitle, we crowned some new champions. We saw somebody in a big position go bye-bye. And we saw someone get involved in our main event. And with that, I will give this pay-per-view a 7.3. I thought it was a very entertaining show. Some bad things aside, it was an entertaining one. Probably not one of the best pay-per-views. There was some good stuff in there, but it was still a very decent show. And with that, I think Ring of Honor's final battle was a little better. There was some great stuff in there. And I might be comparing this pay-per-view to Ring of Honor's pay-per-view. So I apologize in advance for that. So let's open up with the kickoff show. Going into the night, we didn't know any matches going into the pre-show. And knowing we had a 12-match show set, we knew some matches, maybe more than one, would be going to the pre-show. And what did we open up the pre-show with? Opening match was Cruiserweight title match with Buddy Murphy defending his title against Cedric Alexander. Let me get this straight. You tell me that after finally getting on the main card of a pay-per-view last month with the Cruiserweight title match being on the main card of Survivor Series, which was awesome, and the crowd was receptive to it, you tell me that this match is not only once again back on the fucking pre-show, yet it's on the pre-show over the pointless and useless mixed match challenge final, a tournament that's been plagued with replacement after replacement because of injury after injury. That match is on the main card over this one. There's only one word to describe it, and I'm going to spell it out for you. B-U-L-L-S-H-I-T. Bullshit! Bullshit, the mixed match challenge finals on this main card instead of this match. Fucking bullshit. So, that went out of the way. This was, despite the placement, once again on the goddamn pre-show, it was still a very fast-paced way to open up the show. And at least there was a steady crowd in the venue when the match began. As Cedric finally got his contractually obligated rematch, not instant because he lost the championship to Buddy in his hometown of Melbourne, Australia at the Super Showdown event this past October. So Cedric came back to big moves after an offensive fury from Buddy, including a great Michinoku driver. He did eventually do the lumbar check at one point. But despite all that, a great effort in fighting strength from Alexander's big flashy moves, he would succumb to Murphy's Law. And with that, the 1-2-3 victory for Buddy Murphy retaining his Cruiserweight Championship. I'm happy he's still retained. And we'll see who his next challenger is. 3.3 for this one out of 5 for the rating. Despite once again being shafted to the pre-show, still a fun way to open things up. Now on to the ladder match. Yeah, a lot of matches on the pre-show. And knowing what kind of match got the stipulation, it kind of deserved the pre-show. Elias against Lashley. This is the feud that needs to end. I'm sorry, this match did not deserve the ladder match gimmick. With the guitar over the ladder, you got to retreat the guitar. What is this, a Vince Russo match? So this match gets a stipulation of a ladder match over the Ambrose and Rollins match, which needed a stipulation, any stipulation, to make that match better. I'll get to that in a moment, in a little while. But why that match desperately needed a stipulation, why this didn't need to be a ladder match, and why some matches didn't need stipulations at all, this being one of them. The word I said to describe the feeling about the Mixed Match Challenge final being on the main card over the Cruiserweight Championship match is the same word I'm describing the feeling about this ladder match being given to Elias and Lashley instead of this ladder match being given to Rollins and Ambrose. B-U-L-L-S-H-I-T bullshit. And we begin with Elias singing a song, attempting to sing his own version of Do You Know the Way to San Jose. I kind of said that he was trying to sing it, but he was interrupted by the 24-year-old piece of gold and the hype man for Bobby Lashley. Accompanying him, Lio Rush. Lio was talking smack and getting big boos and making Lashley point to his ass again, noticing why Lashley's been a failure in his WWE comeback thus far. Anyway, okay little match. You saw the obligatory ladder spots with the, people slamming the ladders. Even Lio Rush getting involved a little bit. He almost got railed into a ladder, but he kind of used his fast speed to dunk it a couple times. But then after a big little brawl on the outside when the ladder is being used, Elias was climbing up the ladder trying to get that guitar, and Lio Rush trying to get involved. But he got pushed off, and Elias did get the guitar, and Elias won the match. I thought you just grab the guitar and use it. It was just you have to just grab the guitar, just grab it. And that's what Elias did. And he was going to use it on Lashley. Until Lio Rush climbed on the back of Elias, distracting him, and Lashley would deliver a big move. And then he would nail Elias with the guitar. So Elias won the battle. Lashley won the war. Is this feud continuing? These guys need to get away from each other for a very long time. 2.3. Like I said, this was not the match that deserved the ladder match step. Now, on to the opening match of the main card. It was the said Mixed Match Challenge final. With replacement after replacement and injury after injury. This Mixed Match Challenge 2 ended up being like the second one of the Dusty World Tag Team Classic in 2016. Plagued of injuries. And I know they're trying to tell a good story with the two losing teams, the two that didn't do well in the regular season but did better in the playoffs, being Alicia Fox and Jinder Mahal from Mahalicia, taking on the team of the Fabulous Truth, of course, R-Truth and Carmella. It was a good story told with those two teams sucking and then eventually making it to the finals. Especially Carmella and Truth kind of being a fun team with their dance break, which ended up doing, which I'll tell you about that funny spot in a minute. But especially with the award being a triple one in the world and being number 30 in the Royal Rumble, knowing that one of these two teams would get the number 30 spot in both the Rumbles of the men's and women's, it's like, wow. These are the last four people I wanted to give the number 30 spot to. It was a comedy match. Jinder and Truth dabbled a bit until Alicia Fox, the captain of her team, got him. Carmella got some big moves in. The moonwalking got talking. And we did get a dance break after Truth and Carmella double teamed Alicia and Jinder out of the ring with the splits and double over the top. We saw a dance break. The Singh brothers trying to get involved in the dance break during the little, like Indian dance. That was kind of funny. And then Truth even did it. Then tossed the Singhs over the top rope. The best part of that Edge and the Mahal match, seeing the Singh brothers get the crap beat out of them. Not that much, but still, I love seeing the Singh brothers be the target, the punching bags in a Jinder match. Jinder did try to capitalize on that distraction for a bit. And then Fox tried to capitalize on big moves, including one of the best Northern Light suplexes in the biz. And then Jinder trying to get involved, trying to get some big moves on R-Truth. And then CARMELLA did get in with JINDER and then super kicked him. And then Truth would capitalize with a big move taking out JINDER for a bit. And then they were fighting over the captain's hat. Was Truth and ALICIA. And ALICIA would be succumbed to the Code of Silence, the submission move of CARMELLA. And the victory was CARMELLA and all troops for the taking. 2.4. And the so-called trip around the world step was kind of pointless because Truth decided to take a trip to WWE headquarters. That was kind of a pointless step. And of course, pointless about these two entering at number 30. So you know who's not winning the Royal Rumble this year. Either one. Oh, there you go. On to our next affair, the triple threat match for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. It's the teams of the Bar defending against the Usos and the New Day. The SmackDown Tag Division is just like the Ring of Honor Tag Division. They focus on 3 teams and that's it. All the other teams are left in the dust. In the Ring of Honor side, you got them continually pushing the Young Bucks, the Briscoes, and SCU. 2 of those teams are gone. So hopefully they can push Coast to Coast more and Best Friends. SmackDown's the same problem. Focusing on these 3 teams, Usos, New Day, and the Bar. Where the fuck is Sanity been? And where the hell are the Good Brothers? Hopefully they get some wub lately. Hell, good revival there. Do we treat it better on SmackDown than on Raw? Then again, like I said, we see what they're doing with Sanity lately. And it was still, even with these 3 teams fighting for the billionth time against each other in any combination, it was still a great, fun triple threat. There was a great spot when Cesaro was going for a vertical suplex. I think it was on Kofi. And one of the Usos came up for the top rope and nailed Kofi while in that suplex position. That was a great spot there. I like that. That was a great one. And then we saw another good spot when the Usos went on their little super kick party. Super kick. I wonder where they got that from. The overmentioned Young Bucks. Anywho, all the teams had their close calls, including New Day at one point had a close call to the belts after Corbin delivered Trouble Paradise, and Xavier did a springboard elbow from way across the ring. We thought they were going to steal the belts back. But it was just non-stop action in this one. Great match, which ended with Word Storm for a big move. We also saw some great uppercuts from Cesaro. And we saw the swing at one point from Cesaro. That was cool. And then as Word was going for a big move, he got caught with a bro kick from Sheamus and the 1-2-3 victory for the Ball. We ended the championships after not getting a lot of heat in this feud building. They've been mostly on the losing end of the food fights and the rap battles. I did like the rap battle. Ice shaming, that was kind of funny. 3.7. Actually, 3.7 for this one. Because it was a fun triple threat. Even though we see 3 teams fight for the title more than any other. Hopefully it's the end for a while. I mean, that's what Vince is going to do on Raw. Shake things up and make Sanity relevant again. Make Revival relevant again in both Raw and SmackDown tag divisions. Speaking of Raw, the future of Raw was kind of on the line here. And I kind of like the placement of this match. In retrospect, the supposed TLC match, which should have gone to Ambrose and Rollins, between Baron Corbin and Braun Strowman. I think this could have been the co-main event as a palate cleanser, because by the time we got to the co-main event, everyone was tired and needed a reprieve. They needed to be a palate cleanser. So I think this match could have been on the co-main event. Yeah, I kind of criticized Braun Strowman's placement in the co-main event of WrestleMania 34, where it was just a palate cleanser and not in the main co-main because it was a return. But anywho, Braun's fighting a real-life injury to his elbow, so there's a lot of speculation about whether or not he would return or not tonight. And if he was, would he wrestle? So Baron came out with his new elected kind of quickened referee who almost helped him get the Intercontinental Championship on Monday Night Raw. And the reason why we did see a TLC match pop on Raw to make up for not a lot of TLC stuff in this one, Mr. Heath Slater. he and JoJo were practicing big things, but Baron's celebration victory. They rang the bell, and Heath was counting out Braun Strowman. Notice, and remember, this is TLC match. No countouts, no DQ. So I was like, really? They're going to have it end like this? But we did see Braun come out. And I knew that was going to happen. He was going to count to like 8, and then Braun's music would hit. Now, he came out with an elbow sling, so there was no evidence. No clear evidence than that we weren't going to see Braun get physical. And not going to see Braun get those hands on Baron Corbin. But he did mention to Corbin that this was a no DQ match. So he had some allies. The man that Corbin has screwed over in his era as Raw GM. The new Raw Tag Team Champions, Chad Gable and Bobby Roode, Apollo Crews, all coming with chairs, and Finn Balor, who is medically cleared from being sick over the last week, forcing him to miss Raw in the Mixed Match Challenge semifinals. So that means this match with Drew is on, which will be a little bit later on in the evening. It would be one of the reasons why we didn't see him as the Demon tonight. Anyway, as the good guys were surrounding Corbin, and both got their shit in, all got the shit in, nailing Corbin with the chairs, making him feel the pain that they felt when both Baron Corbin was controlling them on Raw. Baron tried to scare him. And I was like, we're going to see Bray Wyatt return or Kurt Angle return. Spoiler alert, it was not Bray Wyatt, sadly. That was one of many speculations about seeing Bray Wyatt return tonight. Maybe they're saving it for the Rumble. But nope, it was Kurt Angle's music hitting. He would drag Corbin back to the ring, delivering the Angle Slam and having Braun Strowman, because this is no DQ, get the pin, and Slater even got involved. Slater took his referee shirt off and punched Corbin with a big pop. And he was technically still a referee. So he put his left shirt back on after the Olympic slam from Angle, the Angle Slam, and had Corbin pinned by Braun Strowman. 1, 2, 3. Baron Corbin loses. He's no longer one GM. Yay. And Braun Strowman will go on to face Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble and hopefully not fucking lose to Lesnar again. We need a full-time champ again. Damn it. That's another way in front of the time. Anywho, now that Corbin's gone, who's next to fill his spot? Vince will probably address that tomorrow on Raw. With Angle back, we get Angle get his job back, or even Alexa Bliss, who was running the women's division, with her not still medically cleared yet to wrestle herself. So, I don't know how to rate this one. 1.0? Just because there wasn't much of a match. There was no table and ladder. And now we know why we got the TLC match on Raw on Monday night. Not just because of the ratings, but because we weren't going to see a proper TLC match for the Raw side with Strowman injured. So, there you go. It was interesting to make this match number 3. There was one side of me that was happy it was match number 3, get it over with, and not have it be safer later on. But it could have been safer later on and have Rollins and Ambrose be like match number 5 or 6, so the crowd wouldn't get tired over with. I get more than in a minute. Now on to the Raw side again with the tables match involving Natalya and Wwe Tlc. We brought out the table adorning Natalya's late father, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and had the Wyatt Squad with her. And this was not that bad of a match, actually. We did see both Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan go through tables at points in the match, taking them out of the equation and having it be one-on-one. And Wwe had a good spot here. You know, she had a great effort against Natalya here, doing big moves and stuff. And it was not that bad of a match. You know, it was a little bit of a slow match, but it was still very physical, especially with table spots being there. And I'll give you a big spoiler. We did not see the Jim Neidhart table be broken. But there was kind of an interesting spot with it, as Natalya put Wwe Tlc into the sharpshooter at one point. The Jim Neidhart table was perched up against the turnbuckle. And to get out of it, Wwe was still in the hold, grabbed the bottom of the Neidhart table and nailed Natalya with the back of it to the head. So that was a little clever way to use it. But we didn't see it get broken. Instead, we saw Natalya pull out from the ring, eventually near towards the end, a Wwe Tlc laced table. that looked like a fathead. The sticker kind of fell off a little bit. And then we saw a jacket. The Nighthawk jacket was put on by Natalya. They were jockeying on the top rope with the table pushed in the ring. And sadly, we saw Natalya put Ruby through the table with a powerbomb for the top rope. And I said this in my Monday Night Raw review. I love Riott. I love the Riott Squad, but it's tough to take them seriously when they lose every fucking feud. 2.8 for this one. It was a decent match. Better than most people expected from this one. There was a good spot for the table in barricade. And it was good to see the Riott Squad get taken out through tables to make it an even match. It was a good ending. You know, feel good ending for Natalya. You know what I mean? But I mean, we still should have won this one. You know, as I said, she always loses the feuds. This one being no exception. It's going to take a long while to make us treat the Riott Squad seriously when they lose every big feud. So on to another Raw match. Finn Balor against Drew McIntyre. There was rumors about this match. There was a lot of speculating reports in the last few days about this match getting called off because of Finn Balor being sick, because he pulled out of a South American tour last week, and maybe threatening to change the TLC card again because of an illness for the second year in a row. Ironically, involving Finn Balor, because Balor was supposed to face Bray Wyatt last year in the ill-fated Sister Abigail storyline that ended a merciful death when Bray Wyatt, alongside Roman Reigns, had to be pulled out of last year's TLC card due to the mumps, forcing AJ Styles to fly in, ironically, from South America, to fight Balor in a great match. So we almost had another change to the card because of illness, involving South America and Finn Balor again. But gladly, Balor got cleared in time despite conflicting. There was some reports Saturday that said the match got called off, but then by the end of the night last night, Finn Balor did make his return at a house show, making everyone say the match is on, and it was on. This was a very physical match with these two guys. Drew's been kind of pushed as a big heel here, dominating here early on against the Tiny Balor with big moves and Claymore, trying to Claymore a couple times. In the Glasgow Kiss headbutt a couple times. McIntyre's knee was targeted by Balor throughout the match after a big dropkick from Balor. Big target there. They brought on the outside a bit. And then all of a sudden, near towards the end, Dolph Ziggler came out to attack McIntyre. And he threw a chair in. One of the few matches that were not stipulated that did have a table ladder or chair involvement. So Balor was out for a bit while McIntyre and Dolph fought off a little bit in the ring. And then McIntyre would nail Ziggler in the face with it. But then as McIntyre had the chair in his face, Balor came back in the ring, drop kicked McIntyre with the chair in the face, knocking him out, delivering the coup de grace and the 1-2-3 victory for Finn Balor. Surprising that Finn Balor won. Hey, we've had a lot of heel domination for a while. It's kind of have some feel-good moments with the faces getting over. Now, there's a pro and con about this. It's pro to see Balor win. You know, he's been kind of demoted the last few months. Specifically last year, after returning from injury and not getting a proper rematch for the Universal Championship, being put in pointless feuds and not being pushed into higher upper card, higher mid card, not challenging for the Intercontinental Championship, blah, blah, blah. But it's good to see him win here. You know, great to see a surprise win for Finn. But the con is they've been doing a great job of protecting McIntyre the last few weeks, not getting him get pinned. With the help of McIntyre's former enemy, now enemy, former friend, Ziggler, caused him his first pinfall loss, and he lost again thanks to McIntyre's former friend Ziggler's involvement. So, like I said, pro for Finn winning, but it's con that they're pushing McIntyre to be a big heel, yet he loses a big pay-per-view match. So, kind of a pro yin and yang here. 3.4 for this one. It's a decent match. But we did see Dolph and Finn have a little conversation backstage later on in the night, and Dolph would lay out Finn. So much for that babyface turn. Maybe he's a tweener. But we did get Finn and Dolph signed for Watermall. Now on to a SmackDown Affair of the Chairs match with Randy Orton against Rey Mysterio. Very interesting feud these two have had over the mask of Rey Mysterio being taken by waiting on. But it's kind of weird to see this kind of mass storyline being used when we already got a mass storyline going on in 205 Live involving Lucha House Party and TJP and Mike Kanellis Bennett stealing the masks of Lucha House Party. Usually chairs matches are one of the weakest matches in TLC. And it's cool to have a tables match, a ladder match, and a chairs match. This year, we didn't get any of those separate stipulation matches. We just got the TLC match, and that was it. That was, of course, last year. We didn't get a lot of that this year. We still didn't get a lot of matches. Didn't have a lot of steps, but hey, for what we got, we got. And this was a decent chairs match. There was some cover spots, including Mysterio doing a sliding dive from the bottom rope with the chair on the Orton on the floor. That was great. Great ingenuity there. And then Orton kind of, I think Mysterio's going for a big senton, and Orton went out of the way, and Mysterio landed hard on the chair to his chest on the top of the chair. That was kind of funny there. Kind of interesting spot there. Yeah, crotch first on the chair after Orton rolled out of the senton. And then Orton was trying to put Mysterio through a table. And then they brought the bit on the outside. And then went back in the ring. Mysterio, after numerous attempts, he did nail the 619. And I remember, like, Orton took, like, a chair shot, no-sold it, and did, like, a power slam into that. And then Orton was going for probably an RKO through 4 chairs. He had a couple chairs set up. Mysterio would counter. He would put Orton on one of the chairs, and with that, he kind of did. He jumped on a couple chairs and did like a Hurricanrana roll up on the Orton, and a 1-2-3 victory for Wwe Mysterio. Like the Balor McIntyre match, when the heel got most of the great heat going into the match and got the surprise babyface win. Same thing with this one. Surprise babyface win for Mysterio. Orton's been beating up people and has been on a roll lately with his evil heel turn, especially coming after his devastating and violent win over Jeff Hardy and disgusting win over Jeff Hardy in Hell in a Cell. Screwdriver in ear still gets me. Just to have him lose to Mysterio here. 3.3 for this one. Not bad for a chairs match. Some chairs matches are better than others. This was a decent chairs match. On to our next affair. The Raw Women's Championship match. As Ronda Rousey will be defending a title against Nia Jax with Tamina at ringside. These two had faced off before at Money in the Bank with an inconclusive finish when the woman who won the Money in the Bank match early in the evening, Alexa Bliss, would cash in that night, causing a DQ. So we didn't get to see these two get a conclusive finish, like I mentioned. And of course, Nia got this opportunity from winning the Female Battle Royal and not getting punished for getting to hurt Becky Lynch with the fist. She had a kind of a variant on her outfit. That was kind of a cool variant there. Rousey had minimal makeup, not like warrior paint. This is not that bad of a match, really. Rousey match has been like hit and miss, and especially with a worker like Nia. Because I love the match against Charlotte, probably one of the best outings at Survivor Series. And this match was not bad. You know, Nia held her own, and of course, Ronda still kind of green. I did love the big crossbody to Nia on the floor. That was great. And a dropkick at one point off the top, I think. Rousey did. And I love that she got the slam Nia off the top rope. Yeah, that was spot she did. I think she like trying to slam Nia from the top. That was great too. Tamina tried to get involved, but Ronda would have none of it. Of course, the big target was the arm. Numerous times she was going for that arm bar throughout the match. We did see Jax did try to take down Ronda, including the Samoan drop. She even tried to do a super Samoan drop from the top rope. And that's when Rousey would nail Jax with the powerbomb off the top. That's the move I was trying to say when Rousey slammed Nia from the top, and that was the powerbomb, sunset flip powerbomb, counting from the super Samoan drop from the top. And then that's when Tamina got involved. Rousey would have none of it. And then she would finally get that arm bar locked in to Nia Jax and would make Nia tap out. And Rousey would retain her Raw Women's Championship. I just won 2.7. It was still fine. You know, for being a Ronda match, it wasn't that bad. Probably one of her better matches. Not the best. That would have to go to a match against Charlotte Survivor Series, because at least she had a good worker, not Nia Jax to work with. And it was a decent outing. Better than most people were thinking. We did see Nia Jax get confronted by Becky Lynch, and finally Nia got a one-up-ins for injury Becky before Survivor Series. So that was good. And then we had Ronda get interviewed about, she said after Survivor Series that at TLC she was going to try to get revenge on Charlotte Flair for what happened at Survivor Series with that violent beatdown. And Ronda says, payback's a bitch, and I'm the baddest one of them all. We'll see if there was some payback later on. So I got Mika stuff. Now on to what some was saying, the match of the night. For the WWE Championship, Daniel Bryan, the new Daniel Bryan. I got an old Daniel Bryan shirt. That's all I have right now. Taking on AJ Styles. They've had matches on SmackDown the last couple months, and they were good. This is the best of their matches. Slow start as D-Bryan was playing the mind games, being a little cocky. I love the knee pads. I'm not the only one to mention that he had a dragon on his knee pads, calling out to his former Ring of Honor gimmick as Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon. So that's kind of a cool touch. Like midway towards the match, I saw those knee pads. I'm like, that's cool. Dragon, you know, American Dragon. These two just had a great match. Great back and forth spots. Too many to mention. And it was kind of funny and ironic, like I said, not only seeing D-Bryan with the dragon knee pads, seeing AJ take him down with a dragon screw to his knee. Made it more ironic with the knee pads. And that knee was targeted throughout the match after that dragon screw by AJ with a one-leg lock. And like I said, they brought on the outside for a bit. There was some big moves from these guys. We had a phenomenal form. It's absolutely including a phenomenal form on the floor. That was great. And then we had like I love the suplex that Daniel Bryan did to AJ. A cravat suplex. That was kind of cool. That was a cool spot as well. And then we did see Daniel Bryan trying to do the LaBelle lock. He's calling it the LaBelle lock now. And not calling it the yes lock, because the yes movement is dead. He wants to make the belt not made out of leather. Making fun of there was an interview that said, this belt is made of leather. You're not a real vegan. It's been used as an audio blip on the intro to a podcast, Solo Monster Sounds Off podcast. Shout out to him. What do I need to say about this pay-per-view? Probably say what I'm going to say about this match. Great. Great back and forth action with a surprising finish. After big ball on the outside, D-Bryan was going for a running knee. Styles would roll Daniel Bryan up in a small package, and then Daniel Bryan would reverse it with his own roll-up of a small package of his own, and he would get the victory to AJ Styles. You know, he would beat AJ Styles here. Surprised that he would win on a roll-up, and a clean one at that. Not a dastardly heel way of winning it. But it was still a great match. 4.5 for this one. Match of the night next to the main event. You know, probably be the best two matches of the night. And of course, those two matches, what does those two matches have in common? The SmackDown. Proving why SmackDown won the night. Especially a co-main event, which was on the wall side for the Intercontinental Championship. Seth Rollins defending against Dean Ambrose. Interesting that this was the co-main event and not D-Bryan and AJ. And I know they're on the poster, and they're two of the biggest faces in the company, and their feud has turned from promising to being weird with the whole you people thing from Ambrose making reference about how people made him sick, and he had the sirens go off in his songs again. He wasn't wearing a gas mask, was wearing a variation of his pink jacket being blue. You're on the wall brand, not SmackDown brand, dude. And at least Rollins got rid of his annoying bonnet downs that were on the theme of his on Monday. This match was, it was okay. Crowd shouting. I heard like a This Is Boring match early on, but it became loud as the match went on. I knew it was not going to be as good as D-Bryan and AJ, but man, like I said in the beginning, this match needed a step. They had a great feud when Rollins turned on Dean in 2014, including a Grey Hell in a Cell match, being tainted by a Bray Wyatt involvement, who many people thought was going to get involved in the D-By match, which, like I said, never happened. There was no Bray Wyatt appearance at all in any match whatsoever in this pay-per-view. It was just okay. You know, should have been a lot better. Rollins selling the again. There was like a little shield thing with Ambrose. And we get like Rollins in like the Falcon Arrow a couple times. One time, he was in a big power bomb. You know, a little bit of fighting here and there. But like I said, like I also said earlier, these two should have been on a lot earlier. I think the Mixed Match Challenge match or the Braun Strowman Corbin match should have been co-main event as a palate cleanser because everyone was dead from the AJ Styles match. They needed like something to cleanse their palate before this match. And of course, especially, they were saving the energy for the main event. So also why this match kind of got the crowd treatment, saying that this is boring. And like the main event, co-main event, but not as much as the co-main event, at kind of an anticlimactic finish with out of nowhere Dirty Deeds from Dean Ambrose and out of nowhere pin and out of nowhere victory for Dean Ambrose. Yep, Dean Ambrose is now the Intercontinental Champion. Thus, maybe confirming the rumors about Seth Rollins going after Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble. More importantly, at WrestleMania, there's a lot of speculation about who's going to be the main event. Now that Roman Reigns is gone and the Roman Reigns Rock match ain't going to happen. It's going to be, they want, like, I heard, like, from reports that Vince wants Strowman to be in Mania to lose to Drew, and Triple H being an NXT guy and a small guy wants Rollins to be the guy to beat Lesnar. So, a lot of very speculation, and this may fuel the fire about a possible Rollins win at the Royal Rumble, and him going on to face Lesnar in Mania. 3.2 for this one. It was an okay match, but it's just didn't have the fire as many people expected. There'll be a lot of people having opinions on this one. You know, some people that would like this match. Of course, a lot of people being pissed off at the fans for shading on it. You know, not paying attention to it, saying this is boring chant. You know, it's a Rollins co-main event. You know what I mean? He deserves a lot of respect from the fans, but he kind of didn't deserve it because the match was just okay. There was no weapon uses. Like I said, this should have been a TLC match. This should have been the TLC match. This should have been, at least, if it wasn't going to be a TLC match, should have been the ladder match, not fucking Elias and Bobby Lashley. So, there you go. On to your main event. The TLC match, triple threat for the SmackDown Women's Championship as the man. Yes, I'm one of those people, those dorks that like this Becky Lynch character. I love it. Hate me all you want, but I love this man character. The man, Becky Lynch. The Twitter smash talker. Ask Corey Graves on that one. Defending against both Asuka and Charlotte Flair. Great main event. Great main event. I'm not even going to compare this to Ladder War. The main event of Final Battle. No contest there. A lot more bloodier. But this was great. Lots of great spots in this one. There was a lot of great bumps. And I applaud these three women. There was even some reports saying, oh, there'll be some botches. Not a lot, really. All three women had a chance to shine. There was one spot when Charlotte did a spear attempt to Asuka, then she would counter to a cold breaker. That was a cool spot there. But then there was a table spot involving Charlotte going through a table, landing into the back of her neck. I'm glad she withstand that. Of course, many people climbing up the ladder, but there was, of course, obviously, there was people on the outside. Now, Asuka hip attack a couple times. And then Charlotte Flair would come in with a steel chair, would nail everybody with it. Actually, Becky Lynch would nail Asuka and Flair with a chair over and over again until Flair would kick it off. And then Lynch would go into the barricade. And then Charlotte was bowling with Becky for a bit, and both Charlotte and Asuka were put on the German announce table, and Becky climbed up a giant big ladder and did a big jumping leg drop off the top rope, off the top of that ladder, and Asuka rolled out of the way, so only Charlotte got a butt of that big giant leg drop. Damn, that was a great spot there. The big drop and all of the weight of Becky crashed upon Charlotte's chest. That was a nasty bump there. A great one at that. Great spot for that leg drop. And then Asuka, like I said, Asuka would run out of the way. And then she would climb the ladder with both Charlotte and Becky being out temporarily. And then Asuka and Lynch would get on a little bit, climbing up the ladder for a bit. With Flair temporarily out until she came back into the ring with a candlestick. Signs of what happened at Survivor Series. And we also saw this on Tuesday at the Go Home show on SmackDown. Charlotte nailing everybody with the candlestick. Blowing outside with it until Asuka would get the candlestick and she would nail everybody with it. Like she did on Tuesday. And then, love the Exploder suplex from Lynch to Flair on a chair. And I love the spear from Charlotte to Asuka through the timekeeper's area. That was an awesome spear. That was great. That was great. And I also loved when Becky and Charlotte got back into the ring after that big spear. That Flair would be nailed against the ladder face first from Becky. That was a decent spot there. Then I also love the spot when Flair and Becky were also fighting on the outside a bit. And Becky got set up on a table on the outside. We did see a Charlotte Flair moonsault at one point, but not through a table. But we did see Charlotte do a swanton bomb off the top rope to Becky on a table on the outside. That was another great spot. That was great as well. And then Flair and Asuka would jockey on a ladder for a bit. And then Becky would get back in from that table bump, get another ladder. And then Charlotte, with a great transition, went from one ladder to another, catching the Becky. And as Asuka was on one ladder and Becky and Flair was on another ladder, here comes Ronda Rousey, pushing both Becky and Charlotte on the ladder onto the floor, leaving Asuka all alone to climb the ladder. And yes, people, Asuka, after a shitty summer, after losing in Mania to Charlotte, and getting demoted ever since, losing numerous times to CARMELLA with the help of fucking James Ellsworth, and being forgotten about in the SmackDown Women's Division, only to be resurrected after she got the most cheers the night when Charlotte Flair was chosen to be the replacement for Becky Lynch at Survivor Series. I think that woke up the creative team. That woke up the SmackDown creative team. That Asuka's still over with the fans. There are a lot of reports saying that Asuka's accent and her lack of English is why she's not going to be pushed on the SmackDown Women's roster. But after that night on SmackDown where she got cheered more than Charlotte, that's when she got inserted into this triple threat match. And that's also why she did climb that ladder and won the SmackDown Women's Championship tonight with a little help from Ronda Rousey, getting a piece of Charlotte and Becky, and possibly setting up the Royal Rumble for either Charlotte or Becky to win and challenge Ronda at Mania. So, great main event and a great winning with Asuka. 4.0. Actually, 4.2 for this one. 4.2. Great main event here. It'll go back and forth with the D by AJ match as many people's picks for match of the night, depending on everyone's taste. Whether you want your great technical physical wrestling match or a spot fest, a great spot fest like the TLC match with the women. There was a lot of speculation about Becky Lynch losing SmackDown Women's Championship in order for her to win the Rumble to get her hands on Becky Lynch's supposed Survivor Series opponent, Ronda Rousey, the match we were supposed to get at that pay-per-view, now getting it at Mania and main eventing it. It is sad to see Becky lose the title. Even if, like I said, it is a setup for a bigger match at Mania, especially with the Ronda Rousey involvement, screwy ending with a big purpose. It's still sad to see her lose the SmackDown Women's Championship, and she's the best thing on SmackDown besides the new Daniel Bryan right now. But I know Becky will soon recover, and like I said, either she or Charlotte will win the Royal Rumble. So we do have some predictable winners possibly, but at least these predictable winners are actually ones we would like to see win the Rumble. The men's possibly Rollins winning, especially after seeing him lose to Ambrose. Like I said, fueling the fire for a possible match with him and Lesnar at Mania to be set up from Rollins winning at the Rumble and Charlotte or Becky winning it. Winning their Women's Royal Rumble and going on to face Ronda for the Royal Women's Championship. So there's that. That's my thoughts on TLC. Thank you so much for watching. No, not T-Buzz Left Eye and Chili. That joke was made on Twitter. You've been attacked by the pay-per-view review from Zach. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.